Hello my fellow garden gals and guys, welcome back to my channel, Serenity Now Garden. My name's Jeannie and I garden in central Minnesota in zone 4B. So we're just in the first week of July. I'm going to take you around my garden, kind of show you what's blooming right now. If you're anything like me, you like to watch YouTube videos just to kind of get ideas of what maybe can do good in your garden right now. So I'll show you. We have delphiniums that look really good right now for July. You can always count on astilbes in July in a zone 4 here. We have quickfire hydrangeas that are just starting to bloom. We have stachys summer crush that looks amazing right now. In fact, that's in my front bed, and I haven't showed you my front bed in a few weeks, so I think I'll start up there and then we'll kind of just work our way back to what's blooming. Alright, and if you guys like videos like this, if you could give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel, that would really help me out. Thanks guys, happy gardening. Okay, you guys, welcome to my front bed up here. Now, you'll notice it's lined with silver mound artemisia. Now, this whole bed used to be lined with it in the front as well. But the last few years, I started losing a few. And it was really from like the freeze and thaw cycle. They just started to like heave out and they would get smaller every year. So I've been slowly just kind of taking them out and replacing them with a few other more drought tolerant things up front here. Here we have some gomphrena. Now this is an annual in my area. I normally don't plant annuals, but I did have some of this left from a container that I was going to do. So I just put it up here. I love gomphrena. It's so pretty. So we have these Millennium Allium. We have about 5 of those right up here in between these two crab apples. They are just starting to bud up. Sometime in August they will bloom, usually mid-August, but every year is a bit different. These are such an easy plant. They're great for this really dry bed. You know, I'm just the type of gardener that if a plant isn't working for me, I just don't plant it again. I just try to find stuff that works. This stachys is that's just about to bud up there, and this nepeta here. These are good plants for beds that are pretty dry. So we'll see how those do. I also have some creeping phlox up here that'll be good for spring color, and I have some dianthus also that's good for early summer color. On this side of the bed, it's fairly new, about a year old. We have some potentilla here. This variety is called Creme Brulee. It's a first editions. So it's just started to bloom, so it'll kind of be covered with these creamy blooms. A very good drought tolerant shrub that will just bloom all season once it starts. There's some creeping phlox. This here, this shrub is a sonic bloom Weigelia. That's proven winners. So this is actually the second bloom on it here. It looks the best in the spring when it blooms the first time, but I'll take it. Any blooms that we could get. We have a couple different varieties of phlox back here that are fairly hardy. I was really surprised how good they did last year. So they're a bit drought tolerant. We have some coreopsis there. This was a new plant I put in last year. This is a pink nepeta. This one's called Whispers Pink. It didn't bloom as much as I like. Now, I'm the type of gardener also that just puts in one plant and I'll try it out first before I plant more. As you could see, this is another plant that's absolutely doing amazing. I put it in last year. This is one that I will plant more of. This is Stachys Summer Crush. It's been so easy, very drought tolerant. So I'll definitely be putting more of those back here. I'm just kind of watching to see what goes on clearance. If I see a few of those on clearance, I'm definitely going to grab them. So very happy with that. We have some coneflowers that are just about to bloom up here. They've really self-seeded all over. I love it because I just kind of want them to take over. So a couple more weeks on those. That's a Cheyenne spirit. And this is the absolute best year for these Wichita blue junipers. I think this is their fourth year, third or fourth year up here. They're that ice blue, so pretty. And this is an awesome shrub as well. This is a golden spirit smoke bush. I say this all the time whenever I go past it and whenever I film it, but I love this. I love the leaf structure. It turns like a bright gold. It can get about 6 feet tall and wide, very drought tolerant and easy. This is a new plant I just put in. So far, so good. This is an Artemisia sunfern. So can't wait to see what that's like over the next few weeks. This is a sedum matrona. I have 3 or 4 of these up here, so this will give me some late summer fall color. We'll go down the side here where you see these silver mound artemisias. I do like these. They start to get a little bit leggy come midsummer. We got the 5 Millennium Allium behind that, just like up front. We got a very big Nepeta here. This is a Walker's Junior Walker. I just used the sprinkler up here, so it's kind of flopped over. But I think I'm going to need to split that in the fall. I'll probably do that. And if you could look behind that, just at the base of that tree, that is a sedum mix that I just got from Home Depot that had a few different sedums in there. This was just, I put them randomly all over the place and they just filled in and it looks amazing. I love it. It was just for weed control and it did its job and it's gorgeous. You could see there's the blue spruce sedum is flowering yellow and then there's some white flowers in there. Very happy with that. That was just one pack. Filled in. It took about a season or two, but it filled in. And those Wichita blue junipers look gorgeous. Excuse my hose. I just got done watering here, so. We got some creeping gentian back. I'll probably control that a bit this fall. I don't want it to get any bigger. Let me just kind of show you. This is a shade garden here. Let me show you my favorite plant back here. This is a Jacob's ladder. Look at the foliage. It is gorgeous. It gets these little blue flowers in the spring that are kind of insignificant, I would say, but the foliage is great. We have a Roseanne geranium. It's just about to bloom next to it. I'll do a hosta tour. I think next week I'll do a hosta tour, and I'll show you guys all the hostas I planted over the last year, which are just probably about 100, I'd say, if you including all the ones that I split. Some astilbe, Sun King Aralia, just great shade companion plants for hosta. There's a lot of maple roots in this area, so some of these plants won't get to their full potential, but they're hanging on. This is a Japanese forest grass. It's about 2 years old. It's just probably not going to make it up here. But look at the Japanese sunfern, or not sunfern, it's the Japanese painted fern, sorry. Those love it up here. And that's my retaining wall there. And it leads up to the front door here. I'll kind of show you what my front door looks like right now, my front porch. Give you a little update on that. Have some 9 barks up here that are growing into a nice hedge. Those are Diablos. So we have, mostly right now, delphinium is blooming. I don't know if you saw my video last week, but I did lose quite a few delphinium in a storm, unfortunately. We have some coleus. Oh, I got that at Lowe's for, it was on a discount, like, I don't know, $6, and there's like 4 different coleus in there. So this area gets part sun. So it's just around that bird bath there. Every year it looks a little bit different. You can see some of them are just hanging on there, those delphinium. Let me show you some of my containers. This is a shade container. Look at this irisine, this rose irisine, also called bloodleaf. It's just kind of wild. There's another one in this pot. that's a lime color, and then there's some caladium, and in the back, the thriller is King Tut papyrus. Got some creeping Jenny as a spiller. And we have some more coleus in there. We have a big Kong coleus. I have a clematis that's just got done blooming that's going up an invisible trellis there up my post, which is some fishing line. And in that basket, I have some Dichondra silver falls, and I just had to cut back the Dracula calibrachoa that's in there, but hopefully it'll flush back. And there's a big blue angel hosta there. That's my favorite hosta. And I showed you my side yard last week. I'll put a link to that video up above if you wanted to see that. But we'll go ahead and go in the backyard. Kind of just give you a shot here. This is just a little winding path down the skinny side yard here. Mostly a rock garden, mostly like sedums on the right. Trying to just establish some more privacy with some trees and whatnot. All right, here is my backyard. I want to show you a few more astilbes that are blooming. Last week I showed you this one. It's not as vibrant anymore. It's on its way out. So really these only last a good week, unfortunately, but they're very pretty nonetheless. And the pink ones are blooming. We have some maroon or burgundy ones here that are just starting to bloom and back. I have all sorts of different varieties. Some are short, some are tall. This is also just mosquito haven back here. That's what I call it. So you'll see mosquitoes everywhere. They love hiding in those astilbes. This is one that I showed you last week that's just kind of on its way out. Got the blue halcyon hosta, looks so good. Here is a firelight hydrangea. Let me show you a picture of what it's going to look like in full bloom. Isn't it going to be great? I just put this in, but this will get like 6 to 8 feet tall and wide, or probably more close to 6. So I can't wait till it fills in that area. That will be a good, midsummer bloomer there. Midsummer color. Just when the astilbes are done, that'll take over. And look at that astilbe there. That is Mighty Pip. That's one of my favorites. This one's 4.5 feet tall. It's not fully opened, but it's, gosh, maybe a day or two away. We're expecting some storms, so I wanted to film this today. But isn't that gorgeous? And there's like a white astilbe next to it. I love it. I love those taller varieties. And it just looks so good back here next to, I got some Nepeti. Here's the native elderberry. If you look really close, the lacy white blooms are so pretty. It turns to these berries here that the birds love. Now I'm trying to get this to just take off back here. Like I said, this is wild, native. Kind of want to use this as privacy in between our two properties here, lining that chain link fence. But it looks great next to the Sun King Aralia. That's that gold that just pops from a mile away. Kind of showed you this last week too, but so I won't stay in here very long, but let me show you something new that's blooming here. This is First Love Veronica. Pollinators love this plant. It's just starting, so it's not in full glory yet, but here's another Mighty Pip astilbe. And this is First Lady Veronica, right next to that orange marmalade hosta. And this is my little path to the back there. Kind of showed you that more last week. Every week looks a little bit different. I love it. I can't wait till everything just fills in back here and it's just all plants. What I have to show you right now are these delphiniums because these weren't open last week. They're open now. These are the most bluest, like dark purple delphiniums I've ever seen. They are gorgeous. Let me get on the other side so the light's hitting them a little better. Isn't this gorgeous? Like this blue purple? Gosh, I love delphinium. I would plant more if I didn't have to stake them all up, and then, if a bad storm comes through, I'd just be heartbroken. But I love having the ones that I do. And it's just in front of some of these liatris that'll take over when it's done. I really hope you guys enjoy that. This is just some Veronica and a hosta there. And we'll see you next week. I think I'll do a hosta tour next week. Take care, guys. Happy gardening.